I'm coming down with a case of bronchitis.
That's terrible.
How you going? And welcome to our show, A Button. Today starring Tess, Connor, and Which Beeps video game Unpacking. In the game, we unpack our sentimental stuff, and in the commentary, explore ideas of home and the anxieties around it. So get snug, real bevy, and here we go.
What level were you doing? 2000 and...
We just moved in with some flatmates.
Oh.
And I'm starting, so things are going to be less chaotic to start. Ooh. Notebooks, which you have many of.
What's that
What
thing?
is this?
What is that?
Oh, it's a little character, but I thought it had massive kahunas.
Massive.
I thought it did.
Massive kahunas. When you organise a bookshelf, what's your system?
Well, I organised the books to my left in height order the other day. Other than that, I try to go for let me try again. Aesthetically pleasing, and just in terms of sufficient clutter and filling the space.
So did you sufficient clutter? As in you want a good amount of clutter?
Well, ideally, no clutter. Sorry.
He hit a car. Did you see that?
Some. Just like little knickknacks are always cute.
So like, when it comes to those little hidden worlds that exist between books, the little book nooks,
Yeah, those are so cute.
sufficient clutter.
Yeah, big time.
Okay. And a bulletin board. That's new.
Ooh.
I feel like bulletin boards sometimes are things that on paper are a wonderful organizational thing to have, but actually making them useful is a different story.
Dreidel. Sorry. I think
What's
there's a
going
little,
on?
I think this is a little dreidel thing, which means
What's a dreidel?
It's a little spinny thing. It's not quite dreidely enough, but it's a little spinny thing that is part of like Jewish culture, I believe. People in the comments, please correct me if I'm wrong. Oh Jesus!
Oh, the keyboard's back.
Oh.
Do you remember where that's meant to live? To the kitchen.
To the kitchen.
To
No.
the kitchen.
Just as a little side note to the game makers, because it's really cool. The mouse pad is more worn down than it was last time.
For real.
That's pretty cool.
That's some detail.
That's detail, baby. That's showbiz.
Oh, is that an iPod? Did you know it can fit thousands of songs?
It's 1,000 songs in your pocket.
Literally thousands.
No way.
Maybe 1,000.
Perhaps even more. I'm trying to think of questions to ask you about your space. Well, you've got a little bird cage recently from our flatmate, which I think suits your aesthetic really well. But how would you say, like, do you know much about aesthetics?
No, I'm blind.
In terms of like interior design aesthetics, so there's maximalism, minimalism,
Brutalism.
brutalism. That's more exterior, but you can have that inside for sure. How would you say you fit in? I know you probably are quite inspired by your mum. You enjoy a space that looks lived in. Tell me about that.
Once upon a time, I just liked to own things. And then I had to move a lot. And I had to sell a lot of the same stuff. Right? And that got tiring. Buying a desk, selling a desk. Buying clothes, selling clothes. Buying a nice bag for $200 and using it for 6 months and having to sell it. So then, the idea of minimalism really stuck out to me for a good few years.
Just efficiency-wise?
Practicality and
Yeah.
also the...
Oh, yoga mat.
Ooh. Straight under the bed, but
Yeah.
we'll never use it.
Well, she's clearly, just as a side note, she's quite active because this is little hiking gear and some hiking shoes or whatever.
She's gotten into bouldering. That's bouldering chalk.
Is it?
See, this is where brains meets brawn.
Yes, that is a bouldering chalk bag that hangs off your bum.
Yes, queen. Get into it.
So once I got into minimalism, still today there's parts of it that probably seem clear to you, like in terms of how many clothes I keep, yet having things is nice.
I agree. I do find it funny. So, for clarification, Connor has about 5 t-shirts, and he was like, I really need to donate some because I've just got too many at the moment. You've got about 5 and I have 50.
50? 50?
It feels like it. Under the bed. Under the bed.
How does having a lot of clothes affect your ability to just be ready for the day?
I mean, looking nice is always nice, to be simple about it. It affects it probably negatively because there is more choice than I know what to do with. But I have something for every occasion. I never have to worry about being too dressed up or too dressed down. That's really the only positive to it.
Like, you've really got a tool for every situation.
Yes, big time.
Which I imagine is quite... It seems like it would be really rewarding to have an occasion and be like, I'm perfectly dressed for this.
Yeah, that's nice. I
Every
like to
part
take
of
pride
me
in
is
what I wear.
specifically suited to this job,
Quite right, yes.
rather than me having the one hammer that I use for every kind of nail.
Yeah. Very true. Very, very true. Yeah. Big time. I mean, I know I'm wearing an hoodie right now, but that's for comfort. I do like to take pride in what I wear. And I think you do too. You dress well.
And just, well,
You do dress well.
what does dressing well kind of mean to you? What does it take to dress well?
That's a great question.
What is well?
What is dress?
Why is Gamora?
So we clearly work at some, I don't know whether it's a cafe, but it's got the little apple symbol on it.
Maybe supermarket?
Maybe. Perhaps.
Okay, what's your game plan with this level so far?
Organize as we go. But there's too many shoes! I have this problem. I have too many shoes too. And I don't even wear that many. I wear my slippers and that's it.
Shoes seem hard. Explain to me the appeal of having more than 5 pairs of shoes.
I don't see an appeal, really. I was someone growing up that only had like a pair of cheap sneakers that I would just replace when they ran out. And that was great. It worked for me. But now, as I grew older, I just collected more and more. And I didn't even need them. I just had them. And now I have too many that I know what to do with. I think you need about 3 pairs of shoes.
Okay, Tess, you've literally just got to show me how many pairs of shoes you have
Okay.
to check they align with your 3-shoe rule.
Okay. So I've got 1,
So we got 1,
2,
2,
3,
3,
3,
3,
3,
3,
3,
3,
3,
3,
3,
still 3,
3,
3.
and 4. So I guess I could get rid of a pair.
You could get rid of all.
Sneakers, dress shoes, flip-flops.
Sneakers, dress shoes, flip-flops. Okay,
And sneakers also need to double as running shoes.
I was about to say, so you're going for a run.
Yeah.
Flip-flops, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you're going out to a formal, also flip-flops?
No, dress shoes.
Dress shoes, sorry. And if you're going for a swim, dress shoes.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, okay, well, with it. I'd argue you only actually need 2 pairs of shoes.
What? Explain.
Your smart casual sneakers, right? And joggers. And just grow some calluses and barefoot everywhere.
Nasty boy.
Just walk around some car parks, listen to a podcast and cry, and save yourself $20 on pluggers.
Slipped over and busted my plugger.
Pluggers. Busted
Pluggers.
plugger. Oh, Jesus. She's in a phase where she's got too many clothes. You know it, and you love it. Too many clothes. So now what do I do with these bras? Oh, water.
wonder if I could fold socks like that. I've never learned that technique.
What? I'll teach you next time. Will you talk about your mum's journey with Feng Shui and how a space sort of reflects the inner workings of one's mind?
Sometimes probably all the time, when we live with people, there's a tendency to have things that you've thought about deeply and care about deeply undone. And that can be a growing frustration when you put a lot of effort into maintaining a space only to have the people around you unmaintain it. So let's begin with the idea of having 4 kids and a partner and yourself and a big house, double story, many rooms, like typical Aussie family home. Now, days of mother's life were spent cleaning. It's not a lovely thing to do on your one day off. It's frustrating, but it gets done and there's no complaints. And I really admire that, though I wish I helped more.
We always do. We always wish we helped our mums more than we actually did.
And then when she split and found a new partner, and the kids grew up, including myself, and split, and she had more of a sense of her space, all of a sudden, it seems like she felt able to actually put into practice things she'd been yearning to for ages. To be able to put 4 hours into a space or rearranging a room and know that it's not immediately going to be covered in laundry or become the chair in our situation.
Yeah, who would do that?
Things weren't just going to be a big pile of clothes. Things could look nice and become functional. And it seems like that became the beginning of exploring, okay, if you can curate your space, and it in turn definitely, unarguably, almost changes how you feel in it, then, like any endeavor, what's a minor chord sound like, when you're placing furniture, or, why do you feel this way when the light looks this way, or the room is nice and white with greens? It feels nice, but why? And how do you replicate that across spaces that right off the bat, right off default, like this room, were maybe not lovely places to be in? And if you're having a really down day, maybe wouldn't even be healthy for you to exist in. So she delved into a lot of things, and Feng Shui seems to have come out on top. This ancient art of interior design, but more to do with the flow of energy and mixing elements. You want an ample amount of wood, an ample amount of metal, an ample amount of air. Yeah, so you want air, movement of air.
Oh yeah, it's all the elements, isn't it?
And you want to balance them, and they have opposites. You want fire, but fire can be electricity or light.
Could you try
And it becomes this wonderful game. And whether it's placebo or not, though, when you visit my mother's wonderful space, it's highly possible you'll go, yeah, this feels great. And all these places feel really unique and different. That was her journey into Feng Shui. And it's a world to explore if you want to. And if you have a space, I've had many spaces where I've just lived in a room that's blank canvas, kind of like a tent. I've moved in a bed frame.
Yes.
I've known, especially being in places temporarily, like I've had rentals where I knew right off the bat that I'm only going to be there for 4 months. So what's the point? Let's just get to brass tacks, work, play, but what's the point in making it nice, right?
I hear. I think there's always a point, but I hear you.
Well, I'd say I'm wrong in that sense, because those places weren't healthy in situations where
Where in the hell do I put this? Do you see that?
the drawing pad.
Yeah. I
Um,
think right in front,
if it's me, I would put it somewhere you can grab it, maybe a drawer.
I don't think it fits in. Oh, maybe it's the
Or-
only thing that can fit in there.
The coloured pencils could potentially.
Ah,
It's tricky.
it's tricky dicky. We've clearly got an artist on our hands.
Which means Stuff.
Lots of stuff.
Oh, I like that move.
Thank you. I don't like that.
Maybe swap the keyboard and the pencils. What would that look like?
Oh, I hear you. I hear you. Ah! Love your work. I'll find a spot for this.
I would. What do you think about the idea of stuff like that? Just putting on the floor near the door so you can pick it up on the way out.
I don't even know what this is.
Oh, where is the door?